Hey guys, how are you doing today? I am Rishita and you are watching Watercolor Weekends episode 2. Today we are going to paint abstract flowers, and here I am giving outline to this pencil drawing of mine with a permanent marker, but the impressions of the marker go to the next page. That is the reason why I just put a newspaper underneath this sheet. In place of the newspaper you can keep an old art sheet or a magazine or anything you like, so that the impression of the marker doesn't come on the next consecutive page. So before you start with the outline, it's always recommended to draw with pencil before you start. And as the topic is abstract, you can also modify or change the drawing a little bit to suit your liking. It's not really necessary to stick to what I have done today. And this is the thick permanent marker. I'm using it over here for filling up an oval. So we have collaborated with IG Music, and they have specially curated this music, the background music for us. The link to their YouTube channel is put in the description below. You can have a look at it. So the reason why I am showing this outlining in real time is I'm showing the sequence in which you should actually draw. So first draw the square and then start with these flowers in this order. That's what I have done, and that's what I'm going to show in my videos throughout the other episodes too. The reason why I'm showing the outlining part is because you know the sequence in which you should start your drawing. So let's begin with the painting now. I'm using a round brush, number 6, but if you are comfortable with number 4, you can go with that. Now first we're going to paint the whole background, but in watercolor, I don't recommend painting the whole background together, because once you do a portion, it starts drying, so you can't really blend very well. So as you will see, you will understand, I'm doing different color patches in the background. So first I'm giving a wash with water over here in a certain patch, but if I start applying water over the whole background, then the corner which I started from will get dried up by the time I put paint over it. So that's the reason why I'm working in patches. So a wash with water. I have explained more about the basics and about the wash and everything in my episode 1. So if in case you haven't checked it out yet, then I'm putting up a link above which you are seeing right now. You can click on that to see my first episode. And if you haven't subscribed to my channel yet, but if you like art videos or art related stuff, whether you like doing it or watching it, do hit the subscribe button and hit the bell notification icon so that you don't miss anything. Here I am using burnt sienna, that's a dark brown shade, and now blending it with water. I want it to fade off in the white section, so I'm blending it with water. Now I've started applying the wash in the other sections. I'm using black. And a bit of cobalt blue. And I'm blending it with water. Whenever you feel there's too much water in the brush, you should wipe it on the rough cloth. Please do not use excessive water on your sheet. I'm blending it downwards also towards the brown, but I'm not going to touch it to the brown because I want that little white shade in the middle of brown and black. Now if you see here on the brown side, this ugly patch is happening because I think there was too much water out there, so I'm just running my brush over it again. You know, you can do corrections on the watercolor only when it is wet. Once the section is dry, you really can't do much about it. Unlike poster colors, like if you do something with poster colors, you can do some editing, some color coverage over the poster colors, but with watercolors, that is cake colors or tube colors, you really cannot do that. So it's better to work quick and also to be complete and careful every time you do a section. Now again applying a wash of water. And again using black over here. But I think I'm going to give a little darker tone. Here I added a bit of cobalt blue also, as you saw. Doing this darker shade of black and now blending it with water, and it looks really shabby at the moment. I can see the strokes, so I'll just go over it one more time. So I'm taking a bit more black and going over the strokes one more time. Yeah, that looks better, I think. Now I'm starting another portion and I'm applying a water wash over here. So I'm using the terms more frequently so that you know what it is and it's embedded in your memory, because in the future paintings that we use, I'll be using those terms on and off. And the reason why I selected abstract for my second episode is because abstracts don't follow a rule or anything as such. You can actually just go by what you like, so it becomes much more easier than taking an object or a particular type of a painting or artwork if you need to stick to the rules otherwise. But in abstract you don't really have any rules and you can go by what you like. So even if you make some mistakes or you make some changes, it's completely fine, you know, just go by it. Just go by it. You really don't need to do exactly what I am doing. If you want to change the colors of the background or if you want to change the style of painting a little bit here and there, you can do it. But if you are doing it, make sure you send me a picture. So if we like it, we'll feature you on our Instagram page, and also we can show our followers in what different ways you can do this same painting. So it'll be really nice to see your paintings up there. So do send us your pictures if you are trying this, whether you're doing this the same way or you are doing it a little differently. That's cerulean blue. Again applying a wash over here. That's raw umber. It's almost the same shade as yellow ochre, just a little brownish. So you can use yellow ochre if you want instead of that. I want to give the background a little faded sort of a look, like not really a faded but a very subtle look, actually, if you may call it technically subtle look, so that I can make the flowers more brighter. Like if everything is too bright, you cannot really concentrate on one of the things, so always prefer to do one of the things more brighter and the other thing a little more darker than that, or a little more subtle or lighter than the object. So just make sure that to have that balance. And over here I'm again applying black. Every time I dip in water, I usually wipe the brush if I don't want too much water in it. Only while applying the wash I kind of don't wipe it, but other than that, always, because you don't want too much water in your brush or it's all going to be blotting around on the paper. So I think I will do this whole remaining section of the background, but that's a big portion, so it's better to work quickly over it, or if you start at one end and do it really slow, by the time you reach the other end the wash has dried up, so then there's no point of having the wash, and then the things get really ugly. I mean, they don't go by your way, even if they don't get ugly. cobalt blue. I'm wiping off because first I had touched the black brush to it. So now I'm having the bright cobalt blue out there. Washing, wiping and fading it off with the black, merging it off. Work patiently and you will get it. And once you finish with the background, allow it to dry completely for 5-10 minutes, and only then you should start with your objects. Otherwise your hand will fall on the wet background and stuff will get all spoiled. So patience is the key. So have patience, do one section and go slow. I think it's coming out really pretty. What do you think? Whatever you want to tell me, any comments, any suggestions, you can comment in the comment box below. You need to scroll down a bit and you'll find a comment box. It's burnt sienna again. Dark brown. Looks pretty cool, I think. It's coming out exactly as I wanted it to be. And here I'm having a cobalt blue patch, last one. And then we are done with the background. So let's begin with our flowers. So what brush am I going to pick? A round brush, number 4. Smaller because smaller than the background one. I use the 6 for the background. I'm just checking for it whether it's dried up. Wait for 5-7 minutes at least before you start with the flowers. Now applying a wash in the outer ring. When you apply the wash, make sure it's correctly being applied in the area only where you want the paint. Otherwise your paint is going to run off or actually bleed off to all the areas where you apply water. That's scarlet red. I want it dark, so I'm taking bright and dark, lots of scarlet red in my brush. Now I'm blending it only with water to get that shaded effect. Yes. Moving on to the next one. Once again, scarlet. Now I didn't finish the previous flower because the red is wet, and if I do another color adjacent to that particular block, all the colors are going to mix into each other. So don't do that. Here I'm taking black and I'm going to do just one stroke out there, one curved stroke out there, and blending it out. Yeah, so it's always better to go slow. So I'm gonna do different flowers, and I'm gonna do one section of each flower first, and then come back to the first flower and complete the remaining sections when it dries off. Do not do things touching each other when they are wet. Cobalt blue. Sorry, I'm taking ultramarine blue here. The middle one is ultramarine blue. Just doing a bit of it, and then I am going to merge it off in the background. Sap cream. And now I'm going to merge it and do shading with gamboge yellow, it is called, or chrome yellow. Always to do shading in the leaf with green, use always yellow, not white. The white makes it look like a very artificial plant. Always in leaves, trees, or any kind of green foliage, with the green to do shading, the lighter part, you should always use yellow. Lemon yellow or chrome yellow. Here I'm adding green to lemon yellow, mixing over that particular cake to give a light green shade. Sap green is a green which we usually use for real leaves, though this is an abstract painting, so you can do anything. No rules, as I mentioned before. Ceylon blue. And here I'm adding a little bit of sap green to this. Just a bit of some strokes out there, random strokes, and blending it out. Just on one side. And then sap green again, doing the next leaf. And I'm going to blend it again with chrome yellow. And there we go. Green. Okay, let's do crimson. So first I'm putting a wash, then taking crimson and a bit of black to make it a little deeper maroon shade, almost blackish. I kind of like colors with a little bit of black in it. some places if you use them it looks really pretty. Wiping off the black from the crimson cake. That's how you clean it off. Wipe it, wash it in the center. So the middle ring I've left out because if I do the middle ring, as I told you, it will all blend into each other. So leave that out and do the center ring. Center oval, I mean. Cerulean blue. This small leaf, and I'm blending it with water now. The outer rim, wash. Chrome yellow plain first, and I want it quite dark, so I'm taking it again. Like both these yellows are pretty dry and very light in tone, so you kind of need to dab into the color many times to get a little darker shade. And here I'm taking orange, and I want a bright orange, so I'm dabbing the color many more times. Just a part of this section. And wash, wipe and merge, blend. Yeah, looks nice. Scarlet leaf. As I said, it's abstract, no rules, do what you like. We have a wash over here again, and sap cream, a little faded light look. So if you want a lighter shade, you let the water be more and the color be less. That's how we do it in watercolors. Here I want a darker shade, so I'm adding a little bit of more green to it. Applying a wash. If you cannot really see the wash with your eye, lift your sheet or the book towards the eye level and you'll be able to see which areas have you put water in and what areas have been left out. Bright dark orange. Now using scarlet red. Scarlet is a shade of red. Here I just made a mistake by mistake. It just came out and I just took that whole line outside that leaf shape so that it doesn't look wrong as such. You can kind of do corrections to your paintings in the similar way. Now crimson, dark crimson. I'm going to do over these petals halfway, just some strokes, shabby edges, purposely keeping it shabby, the edges, only then it blends more naturally. Some long some short edges, and water, wipe and blend them. with plain water. Wiping off the green from the lemon yellow cake. Rolling the brush, that's how you actually dab into the color. The outer rim. So I am taking chrome yellow. So what I did was, as I mentioned earlier, first finished a little bit of all the objects. So by the time I finish with the last object, the first one is dried up. So I come back to the first one and fill the other places up. So in watercolors you have to work that way. You cannot do adjacent blocks or shapes which are touching each other back to back. Otherwise all the color runs from one shape to the other shape. So you need to have patience and let it dry. Once you actually start doing it, you'll come to know yourself how to work with this. Sap green. And I'm taking a bit of yellow, cerulean blue, that's emerald green what I'm taking. Scarlet red, and I left that patch over there because I want to do cerulean blue out there. You can also try some mix matching, combinations, and just for the sake of it, however you like it. Applying a wash out here. Make sure it doesn't go out of the edges, otherwise all your color is going to go out there. Cerulean blue, nice and dark. Blending it with water. Black. And just one stroke of black. And over here again a wash and Ceylon blue. Now I'm blending it with water. I'm just adding a bit of cobalt blue strokes out here, just kind of a zigzag line. Just a zigzag line on one side. That's it. Chrome yellow, and now I'm taking sap green. Sap green again, shaded with chrome yellow. Applying a wash. Chrome yellow plain. And just adding some strokes of scarlet randomly. They are kind of just random strokes. Wherever I wanted, I did it. Moving on, we now have to give just some final touches to our painting. I'm taking scarlet to make some dots. So if your brush is too big, take a smaller brush. Actually, take a 0 or a 1 number brush and make tiny dots. Make sure the dots are circular in shape instead of just some random abstract shapes. Looks better. Just a few dots around with red. And then completing that leaf with Ceylon. That particular area of the background I missed it out, so I'm kind of trying to make a similar shade to the background so that it blends in. Cobalt blue. Again, some dots. A few dots here and there. bigger dots, circle ones. When you do the bigger ones, especially make sure that they are round in shape. And here I'm going to give some stripes, slanting ones, to make it look like veins. I love the small intricate designing, adding of textures and stuff at the end. Just makes the whole picture look so pretty. Just love this ending part. Enjoy it the most, I think. Some strokes, make them curved, taking the shape of the edge of the petals. Now what should I do? Bigger dots, rounds, and some smaller ones in middle of the two big ones. And now we come to the last part, that is the signing of the painting. I'm doing a vertical one out here with a black gel pen. Signing off. If you try out paintings of all the episodes, do send us the pictures, and we will send over a certificate. Bye, have a great weekend.